Hello, everybody, and happy Monday morning. I hope you're getting some coffee on this very cloudy, rainy day in Wichita and getting your week started. Today, I wanted to talk about this topic of if it's ever a good thing to be dumped or when someone breaks up with you. And I know that might sound silly, but often when people are the person who is dumped in a relationship, they often leave that interaction thinking something's wrong with them, or maybe it was about them not being good enough in some way, or sometimes people attach things to thinking they're not pretty enough or smart enough or intelligent enough. And I wanted to talk about 3 big reasons that people break up with people and which have nothing to do at all with the other person. And in fact, I would say that if somebody dumped you for these reasons, then you definitely dodged a bullet, and this is a blessing. So, number 1, sometimes people dump people because the other person is a little too emotionally healthy. And so we see this in relationships when somebody might say, that person was kind of boring, or I didn't feel like I had chemistry with them because there was no drama, or maybe they're used to a person who is who lives a bit more on the edge or doesn't treat them right. And so maybe they're used to more drama and more excitement, so to speak, but really it's the unhealthy stuff of previous traumas that they're seeking and not an actually healthy relationship partner. The second thing is sometimes people struggle with the skill we call commitment. And I say it's a skill because I think often people think, okay, if you're committed to somebody, you do that one time and that's it, you're committed. But commitment is actually something that we do and we have to practice in our lives, just like gratitude. And it is the skill of being able to not compare your partner to real or perceived alternatives when you get into an argument. Or when things are tough in your relationship or stressful. So I think when things get rough in relationships, it can be really easy for us to go to this place in our heads where we think, man, if I were with somebody else, and this might be a real person, but it also might be just somebody, well, more often than not, it's actually somebody we're making up in our heads. If I were with a different person, then I wouldn't be having to deal with this relationship stress or drama. When in fact, the truth of the matter is, usually when we're struggling with relationship issues, it's because there's something we have to work on interpersonally. And even if we were with a different partner, we would still be struggling with that relationship issue. So it's almost like our brain is trying to cop out of dealing with our stuff by saying, I bet life would be so much better with a different partner. When the reality is, we'd probably be facing the same thing in a different relationship. And we have to work on something inside of ourselves. The third thing would be if your relationship partner cannot tolerate intimacy or closeness. If you're a person who likes to get deep and likes to get closer through time, they will likely have timelines on their relationships, and they'll have this pattern of being with a person until a certain point, or picking partners that tend to be more surface level and don't want to dig into the deep emotional stuff. And so that's another reason we could be dumped by somebody, and it still be something that is good because, if somebody doesn't have the capacity to have the deep, loving, close relationship that we're seeking, then we don't really want to be in relationship with them long term, because that will be an unhappy and miserable relationship. So there you have it, Monday morning. I just wanted to start us off with some hopefully positive vibes and empowering vibes that, I think in the range of looking back on our relationships, whether we were the person dumping somebody or the person being dumped, it's really important for us to look on the reasons that actually happened, because sometimes when we're the dumpee, it's really because we have things to work on. And sometimes when we're being dumped, it's a blessing in disguise. So definitely trying to shift some perspectives there, and I hope you have an awesome Monday. Have a cup of coffee with me, and I will see you tomorrow.